What are the best foods for fibroid? Or what are the best foods to eat if you are battling with fibroids? In this holistic health and healing lesson, we're going to talk about eating organic, eating vegetables rich in vitamin E, sea vegetables, leafy greens, and other things that you should be consuming if you are dealing with fibroids. And this lesson is actually part of a series. And if you would like access to the whole entire series, just go to aruka.com/blog/fibroids. And that's arukah.com/blog/fibroids. And the lessons that we've had in the past include fibroids, symptoms, root causes, and the top two things you should do ASAP to heal. We also talked about fibroids during pregnancy and what you need to know, as well as the worst foods for fibroids. But now let's go ahead and talk about the best foods for fibroids. One of the most important things you can do to heal from fibroids is to eat organic. And this means both organic vegetables, including fruits and grains, etc., as well as meats, only organic meats. Eating organic helps you avoid the herbicides, pesticides, and hormones that can have an estrogenic effect. Organic products are grown and made without these hormone disrupting toxic additives. It's especially important to eat meat that is organic because to avoid the hormones that are pumped into conventional meat, you have to stick to organic. Hormonal balance is key to natural fibroid treatment. So all the hormones that they are pumping into the animals is very bad for fibroids. Now, avoiding toxins and unnecessary chemicals is also helpful, so that your body can focus on healing instead of overburdening it with the task of having to do damage control from the toxins. So make sure you're eating organic as much as possible, especially when it comes to the meat. Another really important thing that you should be eating when you have fibroids is vitamin E rich vegetables. Now, there was an obstetrician by the name of Evan Shute, and she wrote a book called The Vitamin E Story. And she discusses how fibroids are probably caused by vitamin E deficiency. Vitamin E is very intimately involved with the body's hormonal balance. Vitamin E rich foods include wheat germ oil. This is a good one, as 1 tablespoon contains 20.2 milligrams, which is 101% of the recommended daily value. However, note that for healing, you should be getting much more than the minimal daily value, but I'm just trying to say that wheat germ oil has a high concentration of vitamin E. Another really good vitamin E rich food are sunflower seeds. My kids love this snack. Almonds, we like to use raw organic almonds in our smoothies. And the reason why I'm giving you all these suggestions is because I have found that a lot of these are very easy to incorporate. They're delicious. And sometimes it's hard to, especially if you're a mother of many children like myself, it's hard to eat only for yourself and cook a separate meal for your family. But a lot of these foods, they can be incorporated in such a way that you can make something not only for yourself, but it's healthy for your whole family. Hazelnuts are also vitamin E rich. This is probably my favorite nut, hazelnuts. Spinach. There's so many great ways to eat spinach, from smoothies to omelets is how we do it. Avocado. I eat avocados for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. I mean, not every meal, but I have ways to eat avocados for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. Turnip greens are another one. Butternut squash. Oh my goodness, my mouth is watering just talking about these foods. We bake butternut squash and then peel and remove the seeds, and then we blend it up with our Vitamix, with some raw milk or cream, pink salt and maple syrup, garlic and onion powder, and then we eat it with some organic sourdough. It's so yummy. So anyways, yeah, butternut squash. We have pine nuts, which are great in pasta or salad. Palm oil. I just read today that in Indonesia, which is the largest exporter of palm oil, they're going to stop exporting palm oil, which actually means that the price of palm oil is probably going to be going up. But this is a really good source of vitamin E. And of course, remember again, make sure to get organic. Peanuts. Now, I know a lot of people have allergies to this, but it's also a source of vitamin E. Also, olive oil, which is great on salads and salmon and all. And now, a note about olive oil is that it has a low smoking point, which means that you should not heat it up very much. When I use olive oil for cooking, I'll use it, only cook up to 350 degrees with it. And it's better though to just use it raw, not cooked, like on salads, or you can put olive oil on your fish after it's done cooking, things like that. Okay, mango, one of my favorite fruits, might be my very favorite, also good for vitamin E. Sweet potatoes, our family loves sweet potatoes, with some raw farm fresh butter and mineral rich grade B maple syrup, and tomatoes. Who doesn't love tomatoes? Another good thing you should be eating are sea vegetables and leafy greens. Now, sea vegetables like kelp, wakame, and nori are high in iodine. And this is a mineral that's important for thyroid health and hormone health. So it can help you support you while you're battling with fibroids. And my children also, they love nori and seaweed, sushi, stuff like that. Vitamin K, also from leafy greens, will encourage proper blood clotting and may reduce an excessive flow of menstrual blood. And they're also anti-inflammatory and help discourage fibroid growth. Okay. Now, in my family, we take various powdered greens, and we get that from pacificbotanicals.com in our morning drink, and we include both sea vegetables as well as leafy greens in that. Just go to pacificbotanicals.com, and then I think there's a place where that says purchase or shop or something like that, or buy herbs, and then go to the section that says superfood or superfood powder, something like that. And now let's talk about even more vegetables that you can be eating for fibroids. Research from epidemiological investigation shows that a high consumption of broccoli, cabbage, Chinese cabbage, tomato, and apple seems to be a protective factor for uterine fibroids. This means that a greater intake of fresh fruits and cruciferous vegetables may be able to reduce the incidence of uterine fibroids. Fruits and vegetables, such as apples, cherries, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, have the phytochemical indole 3-carbinol, and this helps your liver to detox from excess estrogen. And they're delicious. Now, also beta-carotene-rich foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, kale, and spinach promote the growth and repair of healthy tissues, which can be very helpful for treating fibroids. And also beets, carrots, artichokes, dandelion greens. Oh, I love dandelion greens. My friend, when she comes over, she'll pick the dandelion leaves from my backyard and make a delicious salad out of it. And of course, we don't use any pesticides or anything on our grass, so it's safe to do that. So dandelion greens, onions, and garlic, these are all foods that stimulate liver detoxification. That's a very important part of healing from fibroids, as well as other diseases as well. Now, flax seeds. Flax seeds are good sources of phytoestrogens, substances that regulate the body's estrogen production, and essential fatty acids. And flax seeds have been shown to help balance estrogen levels, which can help shrink fibroids. You can aim for at least 2 tablespoons per day if you already have fibroids. You can sprinkle flax seeds on oatmeal in your smoothies, or simply eat the seeds by themselves or in salads. I love flax seeds in my oatmeal. Just discovered that, and it's so delicious. Now, it's best to get flax seeds that are whole and then grind them up yourself. It's fresher, it's more nutritious that way. But of course, if it's more convenient for you, just at least make sure you're getting organic. Now let's talk about iron-rich foods. Fibroids sometimes cause some women to lose more blood during their monthly menstruation, and this can lead to anemia. So to replace the excessive loss of iron due to increased bleeding, you should include high iron foods like grass-fed beef and legumes in your diet. Now, also when women are pregnant, they are in need of more iron than normal. Women very often have anemia during pregnancy. And it's much better to get this from food than from pills. A lot of women, they cannot tolerate pills, iron pills that doctors give to them. But the organic grass-fed beef, legumes, and those greens are going to be really good for iron. And lastly, we should also talk about whole grains. If you're battling with fibroids, you should be eating whole grains instead of grains that are stripped of the fiber. Eat brown rice instead of white rice. There's also red rice and wild rice, all kinds of wonderful types of rice. You need the fiber to help cleanse your system and also for the added nutrition. There's also whole grains like millet, spelt, buckwheat, rye, and oats. Okay. Now these are higher in fiber. As I said, they have more minerals, and they also tend to be much less processed, which is another reason you want to eat foods in their purest form possible to get the maximum benefit from them and the least amount of toxins and chemicals from the processing. Just to recap everything again that we learned in this lesson, you're going to try to eat only organic vegetables, meat, and dairy. Now, I know that it's hard to do that 100%, but aim for as much as possible. Aim for 90% or aim for 100%. And if sometimes, 10% of the time you can't, don't worry about it. Try to do it as much as possible. Eat organic. Okay, and also another thing we didn't mention here, but try to eat natural, simple foods that are homemade instead of canned or bagged or, in a box or anything like that. Because those types of foods will have more processing. Even if they are organic, they'll still, have a lot more chemicals because of the processing to get them in that shelf stable position. Okay, so eat only organic as much as possible and in its natural form, homemade. Also eat vitamin E rich vegetables. Eat lots of vegetables, different kinds of vegetables, sea vegetables and leafy greens, more and more vegetables, lots of vegetables, flax seeds, iron-rich foods, whole grains, and yeah, just like before, as we said, avoid toxins. Now, also going back to the meat, when you're eating the meat, make sure that you're not eating processed meat like sausage and bacon and hot dogs, stuff like that. If you're going to be eating meat, I love meat. I love eating meat, but it should be non-toxic meat, things that do not have those chemicals and additives. So organic, grass-fed, and also pure, not the things that have added chemicals in them, preservatives, that junk like that. That's going to aggravate, worsen, promote fibroid growth instead of helping you get rid of them. Okay, so if you would like to learn more about how to become a healer, if you would like to learn naturopathic herbalism to heal yourself, your family, and your community without spending years on an expensive medical degree, and learn how to build a profitable online health coaching business, I invite you to visit my website at arukah.com, ARUKAH.com. And if you have found us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. Or if you found us on Facebook, go ahead and like the post and comment, share with your friends. And if it's on a podcast, please subscribe to our podcast to support us and to continue growing in your holistic health and healing knowledge. This knowledge should really be things that we learn about in high school. This should be common knowledge, these types of things. But unfortunately, the world is very much in need of holistic healers to bring this holistic health and healing knowledge. So thank you so much. And again, if you'd like the notes and all the rest of the lessons for this topic, just go to arukah.com/blog/fibroids.